All right, hey again, everyone, and good morning. So I'd like to go over some more today, I suppose. Um, now obviously more was said, right, about M60 by Hikati earlier. But I would like to speak on, even though I wasn't in chat for the majority of it, Worst of the Internet was live, right? Um, because there was apparently another instance of IRL going, which I'm not aware of because didn't see anything regarding it. Um, but yeah, Worst of the Internet did another stream earlier. Um, and this was, and obviously, as we all already know, Hussey's most likely going to have some words to say about this. If he hasn't had any words to say about this already, Hussey, this is about Hussey, right? Okay, this was 4 hours ago. Hussey goes IRL. Consider yourself doxxed. Oh boy. I actually do want to see what the majority of this is about, to be honest, because I wasn't paying attention to all of it. I listened to some of it. WOTI. What is this? Oh, random fish. When I just thought of it, 92nd Street is in Harlem. I don't know why I'm hung up on the details of this story, but maybe it's just because at this point I don't trust him. Thanks again. Worst the internet. Great streams.
Okay? What does that have to do with anything you just fucking said?
We're going to hear a lot of lies coming out of this video. You said before that she claimed I emailed her and she took the email.
Yes.
What is that about?
Well, yeah.
Okay, is this about Val? Who's this about?
Works do you have of Unicorn Girl to know what she writes like?
Kind of threw me back.
Oh,
Yep. So,
I think
and
that's
then
why she's so triggered by it,
And
and why she got so upset about it, because she's trying to make like it's upsetting because that like we said something awful about her child, which nobody has done.
Harry,
But what
shut
she's really
up.
upset about is she got fucking busted.
Shut
She
the
says, fuck you
Oh
a
my
lot.
god.
Oh, fuck you. Her titles are
She does. She does.
Yet if Teddy Bear says your karma is your kid getting hit by a drunk driver, which by the way, I'm not endorsing this at all, but if Teddy Bear says it, it's completely fine for you to come on here and boo-hoo and cry about it, right? But when her child is actually killed by a drunk driver, you have a problem with her crying. Oh my!
oh.
Yeah,
I don't think
it's pretty obvious. Like what? Yeah, she thought, what can I say that'll look fucked up? And
Oh, I should have bought weed before this.
you know what I mean? It's kind of, she's not good at this stuff. Number one, so it's very obvious, that she's full of shit with a lot of this.
And I
Oh,
can probably say fuck you to someone online. Like, I don't have to email them that.
And both the IP addresses, like ping. Okay, so the one that she just listed off in what you just played.
Mhm.
So, God, where's my notepad? Which one is hers? Which one is that one?
So
You know, I don't believe Hussey sent the email, but what are the chances that somebody in Hussey or Carrie's community did?
said.
Mm-hmm.
Unicorn are they saying Unicorn Girl lives in New York?
Now,
She
see,
claims
the
to live
thing
in
of it is,
Pennsylvania, I think.
right. I already went over the instance of when, and it was an accident because Hussey did apologize to me for it. I already went over the instance of where Hussey did go IRL on me. It was a mistake because he was intoxicated, and I understood that it was a mistake because he was intoxicated. Because when somebody gets drunk, they don't know what the fuck they're doing, okay? And that's it. So I accepted his apology.
She
Yes.
she does
Yeah, but she's probably lying about that too. She lies about everything.
not live in New York, but her email address is linked to the same address as the person who sent her the icky email. Because they are 209.85.220.65. Her IP address is 209.85.220.41, and they're both pinging from the same area in New York.
Wow.
Blaze, reading IP addresses online is a big no-no. Okay? This is no different from doxing.
Mm-hmm.
This is doxing. But you might be wondering, why wouldn't I censor that? I'm not out here to dox Unicorn Girl or anybody else in this situation.
Now, what I will say is, okay, and I mean no disrespect when I say this. While I do understand that when, obviously it was an accident, right? And I don't think Husky's ever going to do something like this to me again. I don't. But what I will say is, because I've been doxxed already, like multiple times, I was already told, oh, well, Russ, you put all of it out there. Yes, there's a lot of stuff that I put out there. But you know something is, if I am doxxed again and it's intentional, you're out of my life. 100%. And that's going to be it. Because I've put up with more than enough stuff by now from various people to come to the conclusion that I only want to associate myself with a select few. And what I mean by that is, going forward, I will only be, choosing to be cool and close with people who are not going to deliberately stab me in the back. That makes sense?
Now, I don't know too much about computers now. I just have one of those silly fucking computer science
Now, I'm not talking about anybody in particular. I'm just saying in general. So there's that.
degrees, but let's do some sleuthing of our own. Okay? I want to look up an IP address. Let's do who is 209.85.220.65. And Unicorn Girl, you were right. This IP address is owned by Google LLC.
Okay, what is your point with this worth of the internet? Like, anybody can look up. Okay, the thing of it is with IP addresses, anybody can look that up and put that out there. I myself could look up somebody's IP address and put that out there. That's that's easily accessible information that anybody can get. But yeah, I'm not going to listen to the rest of that. I've already made my point in regards to what's happened to me in the past. In case anybody isn't aware, I originally joined Huskies community in 2022. And 2023 was when I had my big feud with Negs and DC. And, the rest is history. I did end up, due to this feud, right, and due to me briefly joining the Attic in 2023, because yes, there was a point where I was a part of the Attic. For anybody that doesn't remember that, I did briefly join the Attic, right, and I did some panels. There was a stream I did where I had both Negs and DC on before DC ended up passing away. And yeah, but it's not like I was never 100% in the Attic circle. And me and Hussey did discuss this, because Hussey did ask me after I did join, to briefly join the attic. Right. One of the things that Hussey asked me was, did you feel like you just needed a place to go? And in all honesty, yes, because it's not like me and Hussey have always been peaches and roses. Um, due to the streams that Nix and DC did on me back in the day, I did end up getting kicked out of Hussey's community because of those streams. And because of everything regarding me from years and years and years ago that people ended up finding out about, Hussey at one point said that he was getting emails from people because of what was going on, telling him, you need to disassociate yourself from Russ because of what's happening. And I'm assuming that they meant at least until, either it blew over or either Hussey came to the conclusion that he wanted to keep me around or just kick me to the curb permanently. So I don't have much else to say this morning aside from all that. I hope you all have another great day. Excuse me. I hope you all have another great day. As I always say, and I will see you. Bye.